Hey, what's up, One Pride? Tyler here. Just do a quick synopsis. Wow, what a what a game, I guess. Not in a good way. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed, a little bummed. I think everybody pretty much kind of looked forward to this game. As a chance to make it three in a row. We were playing well. Jacksonville, we were playing well. Well, kind of in Atlanta. Pulled out the win. So, we had two in a row. Won the games we were supposed to win. I think, got to tip your cap to Indianapolis. They played very, very well. Their offensive line was fantastic. They kept Rivers upright. I think we had one sack, which, yeah, we know how that goes. That phantom penalty, and I'll get into that in a minute. Their defensive line was really, 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 really good as well. Yeah, I think giving a couple hours after game time here to sit down and figure out what exactly I want to say. I think all of you are thinking it the same way. It's frustrating. This team is definitely not ready to compete quite yet. I think there are good pieces here. I think there will be good pieces here for the long haul. I think a lot of people are blaming Stafford for this loss, and I can see why. But I'm not. I'm going to go out on the limb and say I'm not 100% in agreement with that. I think there were some plays out there that he had missed. Yes. Throws were high, throws were low. The third potential touchdown to Marvin Jones in the end zone was probably should have been a completion there. But, you're rolling out of the pocket backwards, being heavily rushed. I mean, that defensive line, give them credit, man. They were in the backfield pretty much every play. And the plays that Stafford made with his feet, I mean, take a look at the one to Marvin Hall that he flipped 60 yards in the air, and it doesn't even look like he had a full 100% throw. I mean, as far as percentage of the power behind that, I think he just flicked the wrist, and, the rest is history. So Stafford is a huge talent. I would not run him out of town for this game. I think the offensive play calling was horrid. I think the offensive line shift that they had, putting Vaitai at right tackle and bringing in Joe Dahl. I like Joe Dahl as a spot starter. I really do. I think he can come in and get you some good minutes. But I think I would have left the line alone. I mean, shifting Vaitai and back into right guard and playing Crosby. If I was Crosby, I'd be ticked. Probably not playing at a Pro Bowl level or even an All Pro level, but he was definitely playing a high level compared to what he had been playing before. So if it was me, if it was my team, I'd have left the line in, left it alone. I think I would get away from the run first mentality of trying to pound the rock. I think definitely having the run game to set up the pass game is a must, and Stafford thrives on it. But I think they're, against a very aggressive defense like Indianapolis is, and they're a top 5 defense, no question. Running against that, you need to run a lot more play action. I think you need to run a high-tempo offense, and I think you need to throw it a ton. And your best third down back should be in there pretty much the whole game. That would be Swift. Honestly, I would have targeted him a lot more in the passing game. I think Peterson was featured too much on first down. Once he was in there, you knew what was going to happen. And then carry on, he's going to be in there for pass protection. They had some good plays set up from there, so I got to tip my hat to Bevel for there. With losing Galladay, definitely does not help us in any case. And Hawkinson actually played his butt off. He played his tail off in this game. So I just think we need to sit back and look who we played. I mean, Indianapolis is a good team. They're 5-2. They're rolling. Phillip Rivers has seen, he's been in the league long time. Just between him and Brady and Breeze and even Stafford to a point and Rodgers, these quarterbacks have seen all of these defensive plays or all of these defensive setups. So, if you got time, they're going to pick you apart. Stafford's the same way. You keep him clean, he's going to pick you apart. So Rivers played well. Rivers played well because there was no pressure. when we got pressure, he didn't look so well, and they got bailed out on some penalties. Coleman got a couple. Ragland, I think that play was a little funky there, with Ragland getting the penalty. Actually, I think it was Shelton, but it should have been Ragland. He was the one that started it, but actually it all started on the Charger, or I call it the Chargers. Excuse me, the Colts with Rivers. I'm still not used to that. But he's, John, and I mean, he pretty much drew that penalty, and it screwed us. So, that'd be a whole different ball game. I mean, you can play the what if game all day long, but if you are on the field 10 minutes longer than the other team, you're going to wear their defense out. Our defense got worn out, period. They could not keep up towards the end of that game. And then Stafford has to feel like he has to put it all on his back, and he really does, honestly. I mean, who else is going to do it? I mean, it's a bummer. We just got our tails whooped, our butts whooped in this game. So I look forward to next week. Minnesota's not going to be an easy game. I didn't catch the final score of the Minnesota game with Green Bay, but they were up. The last I knew, it was 28-22, I think, was where we were at. So Minnesota's going to put up a fight. I mean, that running game is legit, and Green Bay's defense isn't horrible. So guess we'll see what happens with Minnesota. Good news is we get Everson Griffin. We can see what he can do. Maybe he can light a fire. We'll see how this week goes with any moves that we make. I think the deadline's on the 3rd or the 4th this week, so we'll see what happens. And we'll see if the Lions will be sellers or if they'll be buyers. I can't believe they'd be sellers. They're 3-4. They're still in the middle of the pack of the NFC. We got the extra wild card this year. Are they a playoff team? Maybe. Are they a contender in the playoffs? Probably not. So let's just call it as it is. So let's be fans. Let's be supportive. Does Matty P make it through? I can't see him getting fired. I mean, he won 2 straight. They just traded for Everson Griffin. I don't see him getting fired. Darrell Bevell? Could be. A lot of people are calling for his head. I think he definitely needs to call a better game. Last year was a better game out of him. This year's a little conservative, so I don't know what's going on there. We'll see what happens. But I think, just like everybody else, this is kind of a heartbreaker. Everybody gets so high. We want to win her so badly, but we come back to earth against good teams. So, I mean, I guess the good news is we can beat the bad teams. Let's beat the bad teams. And, I think, honestly, if we, finish out this stretch of bad teams against bad teams, we can potentially sneak into the playoffs at 9-7, 8-8, 10-6. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But then we got to hit home in the offseason. Check out what's going to happen with coach and GM. I mean, I'm not looking forward to going another 3 years trying to rebuild this thing. So if we have to deal with what we've got and we can actually build this thing, let's go for it. So at any rate, very important note, go out and vote. Your voice matters. Do that this week, please. Mail-in vote, early voting, whatever it is. I think mail-in vote's actually passed now, but whatever you can do. Doesn't matter who you're voting for, just go out and do your civic duty. It's your right to vote. You can make a difference, and pick who you believe is the best to run our country, man. The best that sets up with your values, your moral values. But secondly, like, subscribe, comment below. Give me your comments on a couple of things that I might have hit on, maybe some things that I missed out on. I'm not really going to go over stats. We all saw that game. But I guess give me what your thoughts are throughout the week. Matty P getting fired? Darrell Bevell getting fired? Is there a coaching change? Buyers or sellers? And kind of give me your thoughts leading into next week. God bless, stay safe, and go Lions.